Everyone, welcome to this week's Dennis Kirk Tech Tip. We're going to show you today how to replace your brake pads and flush your brake line system. It's been a little while since I've raced a two-stroke, and when I ride a two-stroke, I'm kind of a notorious rear brake dragger. So I did a Grand Prix in the mud, and while I didn't wear out the brake pads, I definitely overheated the system and glazed the brake pads. So today we're going to replace the pads and flush system, replace all the brake fluid. Okay, so the tools required for this job on our particular KTM 300 is a 30mm socket for the rear axle, 21mm wrench for the master cylinder reservoir cap, 8mm wrench for the bleeder valve on the caliper, obviously a set of new brake pads. We rely on the stock ones, although Dennis Kirk does sell a wide variety of aftermarket ones, contact cleaner, and brake fluid and a rag. We like to rely on Maxima products. We feel that they're among the best you can get, and of course they're available on denniskirk.com. Okay, it is possible to replace your brake pads without removing the rear wheel, but I like to do it just because it makes it a little bit easier. So before the axle bolt is all the way off, tap it to get the axle started out of the wheel. You never want to have your axle laying in the dirt, so I like to put it in the muffler. When you take the rear wheel off, you want to make sure that the wheel spacers don't fall off, so push them back in. So the KTM is pretty easy. Normally you use a screwdriver and an Allen to get the pin out, but KTM is just two little cotter pins you can take out with your hands. You need to make sure you keep a tight grip on them and don't lose them. And then you can start pushing the pin out. So as you can see, plenty of meat left on the pads, but they are cooked. So this whole brake system was fading and squealing during the race. A lot of it had to do with mud. A lot of it had to do with me overriding the rear brake. Okay, so I like to use contact cleaner, get the brake pin cleaned up. Sometimes you want to feel it, make sure there's no notches or grooves in it. If there are, you could use a green Scotch-Brite pad to wear them down so it's nice and smooth. Sometimes you need to use a screwdriver to compress the brake piston. Actually, I was able to do it with my thumb just now. No mud in there. So take the new pads. The pin holds the pads through there. This notch goes in a little cutout on the inside of the caliper hanger. So you slide those in there. Both pads are in. I want to make sure they look like they're lined up evenly. And so I'm going to line up the holes upright, so that'd be easy to get the cotter pins back in. It's that easy. Get that in. Cotter pin's pretty cool. If you look, I don't know if you can see that. This is the part that goes through the hole in the pin, and the pressure side has a little angle, so it makes it easy to put in. There you go, both pins are in. Could be a little tricky to do if you have old eyes like mine, but I refuse to wear reading glasses, so just gotta be patient. So both of those are in there. Make sure there's a gap for the disc to fit back through, and reinstall your rear wheel. Just gonna make sure the disc goes between the pads smoothly. And you have to be careful not to knock out your wheel spacers. Work the chain back onto the sprocket. And reinstall your axle. Chain block back in. So you want to make sure that you put tension on the wheel forward as you tighten the axle. Like to use a rag, put it in the sprocket, roll it back. So that pulls the front wheel, or that pulls the wheel forward. as you tighten up the axle. Okay, next we're going to bleed the existing brake fluid out of the brake line. All right, the next little trick is to get a water bottle, poke a hole in the top with a screwdriver, and then borrow your fuel line. Get that in there. You could also have a nice section of fuel line if you wanted to invest in it. Get a little knot going so that the air bubble can't go through. And then get to work on your fluid. So the first step is opening up the bleeder valve. Put the wrench on it first. Get the fuel line on there. And we're going to remove the master cylinder reservoir cap. On some other Japanese bikes, there's 2 Phillips head screws. On the Austrian bikes with the Brembo system, it's this 21mm plug. So the process is pump the pedal, hold it down, crack the valve. Close the valve, pump the pedal, hold it down, crack the valve. But once fluid starts coming out of this and into the bottle, we can just pump the pedal. Pump, open the valve. The pedal depresses because it's pumping fluid through the line. Close the valve. You want to make sure you close the valve before you let the pedal come back up, otherwise you'll suck air into the line. So pump, open, close, pump, open. So you can see the dirty brake fluid has started to come through. That means there's fluid throughout the loop-de-loop knot, so it's safe to simply open. So you want to make sure not to exhaust the fluid in the reservoir and suck air into the line, or you're in for a lengthy bleeding process. You want to top off the reservoir. Keep an eye on the level. There you go, pumping. You can see with each pump of the brake pedal, the level goes down. So I'm going to refill it because we don't want to be in danger of sucking the air bubble into the line. You can see the fluid that's coming out is dirty. That means it's gotten hot and gotten cooked and overheated. So we're going to do it until clear fluid comes out of the other end. So you can see the fluid that's coming out is now clear, which means it's clean and new. So we're going to top off one more time. Close the valve. Move the thing. Install the cover. Make sure not to spill this. So it looks like I put a little bit too much in there. It's going to overflow. So we're going to put a rag here to catch what comes out. Snug that up a little bit. Of course, got to clean up, so that's where the Maxima brake and contact cleaner comes in handy. All right, one more thing. Before you go sticking the fuel line back on your bike, you want to kind of clean out the brake fluid. Whoa. Plug it back onto the bike. Good to go. There you have it. Pretty simple job, really. Replacing your pads, bleeding your brake system to replenish the overheated brake fluid. Hope you learned something. This will apply to obviously all dirt bikes, but same technique and process applies to street bikes, Harleys, adventure bikes, etc. Stay tuned to DennisKirk.com for more.